The world, originally there was only one kingdom, but at this point there were many kingdoms because sin had proliferated. There were many nations. So it says here, showed him all of the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said to him, all this authority, that's an important word, it's the word exousia, all this authority I will give you, and their glory. For this has been delivered to me, and I give it to whomever I wish. Therefore, if you will worship before me, all will be yours. Let me ask you, did the devil claim the right of ownership and the right of dominion over planet Earth? He most certainly did. He says, it has been delivered unto me. Let me ask you, who delivered it unto him? Our first parents, Adam and Eve, delivered the kingdom and delivered the territory to the devil. And so the human race needed somehow to recover rulership and to recover the territory which they had lost, which Satan now had taken over. He was sitting on the throne and he had dominion over this realm. Somehow man had to recover what was lost. The problem is that every single person that has ever been born into the human race has fallen under sin. The Bible tells us all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. There is none righteous, no, not one. So there was no one within the human race who could remove rulership and recover the kingdom that had been lost, except one. But he had to come from outside of human history. And he had to come and take upon himself human flesh. He had to become one of us. You see, folks, Jesus Christ had to do two things in order to recover that which Adam and Eve lost. To recover rulership and to recover the territory which our first parents lost and every human being forfeited by sin. First of all, Jesus needed to come to this earth and live a life totally without sin. He could not give in to the tempter, not even once, in action or in thought. He had to live a perfect life. In this way, he would defeat the enemy. Contrary to what Adam and Eve did, who were defeated by the enemy. He had to come and live a perfect life. Secondly, Jesus had to come and he had to die. The reason he had to die is because all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, and the wages of sin is death. The only way that we could be saved from death is if Jesus came and took our place and suffered the death that we should suffer. And if he lived the life that we should live. In other words, he had to live for us and he had to die for us. He had to do it in our place. And then, when the law says, I demand perfection, in Jesus, we could offer that perfection. When the law said you must die, we could offer that death through Jesus Christ. We could be accepted in the beloved. Isn't that good news? Amen. Is anybody alive out there? That's wonderful news. But Jesus had to live a perfect life and he had to suffer the death that we must suffer. By the way, only Jesus could do that. Only the Creator could do it. Do you know why? Because when Jesus created Adam and Eve, he created the whole human race. So only he who created all could take the place of all. Only he, by living a perfect life and by dying the death that we should die, could offer us eternal salvation and recover rulership and recover the planet which man had forfeited. Now I'd like us to go to John chapter 12. And we're going to talk about the climactic moment when Jesus did exactly that. When Jesus removed from Satan the kingship role on this earth, and when he took away the kingdoms of the world, when he took away the devil's territory. John chapter 12 and verses 31 to chapter 33. This is just very shortly before Jesus was hung on the cross. And Jesus is saying to his disciples this: now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world will be cast out. You see, before the cross, the devil went to heavenly meetings representing planet Earth. God actually, even though God was the ultimate owner of planet Earth, he was the ultimate king, he accepted the devil's argument. He says, okay, Adam and Eve and all their descendants chose you as their Lord. I'm going to accept that for now, but I'm going to send you Jesus. And he's going to remove from you what you took away from man. He's going to remove from you the rulership and the territory. He's going to recover it again. So be forewarned. And that's what Jesus was talking about when he said, now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world will be cast out. When it says will be cast out, it's not talking about the original casting out of Satan from heaven. Because Jesus is saying he will be cast out. Now how was he going to be cast out? Notice verse 33. And I, actually this is verse 32, and I, if I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all peoples to myself. This he said, signifying by what death he would die. What is it that cast out the devil as the representative of this world, as the king of this world? What is it that took away the territory of planet Earth from him? It was the death of Jesus on the cross after he had lived a perfect life. The Apostle John, many years later, probably about close to 60 years later, wrote about this climactic moment and the reaction in heaven. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12 and verse 10. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 10. And we're going to read verses 10 through 12, where John is reminiscing about what we just read in the Gospel of John, the prince of this world. By the way, the prince is the ruler. It really should be translated, the ruler of this world will be cast out. Notice Revelation chapter 12 and verse 10. This is the reaction to when Jesus said on the cross, it is finished. Into your hands I commend my spirit. Then I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ have come. For the accuser of our brethren, who accused them before our God day and night, has been cast down. So let me ask you, what was the reaction in heaven? Oh, they're singing. And they say, now salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. Notice the kingdom and the power have come. For the accuser of our brethren, who accused them before our God day and night, like he did Job in the Old Testament, by the way, has been cast down. But then I want you to notice a very important verse. We're going to skip verse 11 and let's go to verse 12. Therefore, rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. They're not going to have to deal with that pest anymore up there. Accusing God's people. He's out of there. Amen. Therefore, rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. But now notice, woe. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil has come down to you. Remember, he was cast out. The devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has a short time. Why does the devil know that he has a short time? The Bible indicates that the reason why is because the devil knows that the kingdom and the territory were removed from him at the cross of Calvary. He knows that he was defeated. But you know what? The devil is not going to give up without a fight.